enough with the games, enough with the excuses. It looks like our military was infected by COVID months before the public knew about it. They covered it up for years. Let's get the details ASAP. But as you know, we're relentless, so we just keep on suing for information no matter what it is. And we've got a great new lawsuit against the Pentagon, the Defense Department, for documents about the COVID. What had happened was it looked like members of the military were infected with COVID months before the public knew about COVID, as after they attended World Military Games in Wuhan. We sued the U.S. Department of Defense for all records regarding U.S. military personnel possibly contracting COVID-19 in October of 2019 at the World Military Games in Wuhan, China. The lawsuit cites a December 22 report issued by the Pentagon. Well, I shouldn't say issued, covered up. By the Pentagon titled Report to the Committees on Armed Services of the Senate and House of Representatives 2019 World Military Games, which states that 7 service members who attended the games exhibited COVID-19-like signs and or symptoms during the time surrounding their attendance at the games. So it looks like members of our military got COVID months beforehand. And rather than kind of disclose something substantial about the emergence of COVID, it was covered up, by and large, by the Biden administration. The report was not made public until April of this year, so just 3 months ago. So this report's been floating around since December of 2022, and it's been covered up since April, until April. And it was only because former Representative Mike Gallagher, who's kind of was a China hawk and has exposed so much about China in the work he did in Congress. I encourage you to go look up his work there. And he asked the Defense Department for a full investigation. And this is another part of the scandal. Two committees in the Senate and the House had access to this information. They didn't share it with the American people, which brings me to another issue. When they say we're going to give documents to Congress, that's no assurance that you're going to see them. Because Congress is under no obligation to release information they get. Sometimes they're not able to because it's classified for obvious reasons. But non-classified information, or information they have the discretion to release, which may include classified information, I guess that might be a legal fight, is often kept secret by Congress. And in this case, we're sitting on this information for years. In a 2021 documentary, What Really Happened in Wuhan, Sky News Australia reported a month after the evidence emerged that the virus leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the city of Wuhan hosted the military games, which had more than 9,000 athletes around the world in attendance. The impact of the world's military games on the COVID-19 pandemic was an article published by the National Institutes of Health, our people, in January of 2021. And they cited a study that whole military games program or event was a key factor in the spread of the COVID-19 disease. Certainly, you got to wonder, so this is what the scenario would be if it was a actual leak from a lab and it was a purposeful leak. Well, what better way to spread it than to have it spread at an international event attended by members of the military from all over the world? And don't get me started as to why the U.S. was participating in games in China, but that's another matter. So this is a big deal. And as I say in the press release, I wasn't in a good mood when I wrote this quote. Let's cut to the chase. The Pentagon should release each and every document about military personnel possibly being infected by COVID in Wuhan, China, months before the public learned of the disease. The time for FOIA games is over. We're done. I think the heads of the agencies, the key officials, they need to take transparency seriously on these issues. Enough with the games, enough with the excuses. It looks like our military was infected by COVID months before the public knew about it. They covered it up for years. Let's get the details ASAP. Not 3 years from now, not a year from now, yesterday. Rights and freedoms in peril. An investigative report on the left's attack on America. The left's attack on America included the suppression of the truth about COVID. And Judicial Watch has been second to none in exposing virtually everything we know about COVID and the vaccines. I tell you, the book is going to shake you in terms of the information that's there, the outrageous nature of it, and the implications from COVID to censorship to the lawfare against Trump, etc. And so Relentless Judicial Watch is following up on our massive fines on the cover-up related to the Wuhan lab, the gain-of-function fraud by Fauci, the vaccine lies, and now we're fighting over the Wuhan cover-up as well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.